The story starts with a man who purposely jumps in front of a car, pretending the car hit him and broke his leg, but the driver was sure that he didn't hit him at all. In the back seat, we meet our protagonist, whose name is Hong Dolly, who asks the man how much money he wants for treatment. The man demands 100,000 for his treatment. He gives him the money. The man was happy and thanked Hong Dolly when he stood up, thinking that our protagonist is an idiot. But Hong Dolly noticed and knew that the man's leg was fine. Hong Dolly told the man that, even though he loved to waste money, the man had used his leg injury as an excuse and he had paid. Now the man's leg is fine, so Hong Dolly has to give him an injury in return for money, and he orders his diver to break his leg. On the way, his driver told our protagonist that he had wasted 100,000 on him, and although his mom gave him a lot of money, he should hire someone to invest it instead of wasting it all. Then the protagonist tells us that he's not from this world. This world is exactly like Earth, and he got transmigrated into this body called Hong Dolly, who came from a very rich family, but unfortunately, his body is so weak that even the wind can blow him away. But there's one amazing thing in his body called the prodigal system. From this he can accumulate more energy by constantly spending money in order to slowly restore the body's vitality. However, he tried so many businesses and failed. He only got a title called prodigal in return. After returning to his home, his parents introduced him to his fiancée, Tang Muksin, whom his grandfather chose for him. And on the other side, Tang Muksin don't want to marry him, but needed to because Tang family is in a crisis right now, and the Hong family is extremely wealthy, so they are the only one who can help them. Her father tells her that they'll just pretend for marriage, and after resolving the problem, they'll immediately break off the marriage. And she also believes that Hong Dolly is very ill, and if he suddenly passes away, she would be a widow, which is something she does not want. Hong Dolly also rejects her because he was also not interested in her at all. But his mother threatens him that if he doesn't marry her, she'll stop giving him his pocket money. In the end, Hong Dolly gave up and his mother gave him 300,000 to take Muksin on a date. And he took her out. He decided to play a little trick on her. He take her to a cheap place where the jewelry sold are just cheap goods. After arriving, he tells her to buy whatever she wants. Muksin went to a shop and came back in a minute with a $300 stone. After this, she decided to go to a gem store. In the gem store, the store owner checks the stone. After checking, he tells them that this is a very rare stone and he'll pay 3 million for this. Hong Dolly was completely shocked. Muksin thanked him and left the store in high spirits. Hong Dolly thinks of her as a money-making expert and chases after her. He stops her and asks her to be in charge of helping him earn money while he squanders it. He tells her that he doesn't have the brain to earn money and he'll support her whenever she wants to spend money. But the only condition was that he'll be the one forking out the money. Muksin accepts the offer. While they were talking, their attention was caught by a butler, who kicked out some construction workers because they looked so poor to afford a 3-star hotel. But they were just there to enjoy some food. The construction workers decided to go to another hotel. They went to another hotel and asked the lady boss for some dishes, but she told them that the shop is officially closed down today because of the 3-star hotel from before. Their conversation got interrupted by our protagonist and his hot wifey. He asked the lady boss what the price of the hotel was because he wanted to buy it, and she tells him she'll sell it for 1 million. He purchases the hotel and gives an extra 2 million for workers and food ingredients. And he also tells them not to charge any money for the next 10 days. Everyone can eat free for the 10 days. Muksin thinks of him as weird because she only recommended buying the hotel, not giving them free food for 10 days. 3 days later, there was a huge crowd in front of his hotel, and on the other side, the premium amazing 3-star hotel was suffering too many losses. In Hong Manor, we see our protagonist trying to upgrade his strength and being excited because he wants to see that how many points he earned after squandering for a whole day. And he got a total of 40 points. An ordinary person have an average of 70 to 80 points in these 4 areas. He quickly went downstairs when he heard that his wifey is waiting for him downstairs. Downstairs, Muksin asks him about the school and also explains that he took a long break from school due to his health issues. But our protagonist doesn't remember that because it was not him, it was Hong Dolly. He agreed to go to school tomorrow. She gives him a flying goodnight kiss and went to sleep. And our protagonist is really motivated to revitalize his body because he doesn't want to miss this dessert. Yup, this one. The next day, when they arrive at school, everyone was surprised to see Muksin with our protagonist, who is known as an idiot. As soon as they arrive, a guy named Lu Mingcheng was obviously not happy to see Muksin with Hong Dolly. Hong Dolly asks his wifey about this guy, and she explains that he is the eldest young master of the Liu family, who is at loggerheads with the Hong family. Liu Mingcheng tries to approach Muxin, but Hong Dali blocks his way, and then he tries to hit him. Hong Dali wouldn't be able to dodge it yesterday, but today he can because he upgraded his strength yesterday, and so he dodges it, hits him on the leg, and Liu Mingcheng goes right into the trash can. Liu Mingcheng's peoples pull him out of the trash can. Everyone started making fun of him. Liu Mingcheng gets angry and grabs our protagonist by his collar, but our protagonist starts pretending to be hurt. His wifey starts worrying about him and gets angry at Liu Mingcheng. Liu Mingcheng kneels down and apologizes to Hong Dali and also gives him $500,000 as compensation. And as soon as he left, our protagonist quickly went from hurt mode to happy mode and thanked her wifey for worrying about him. Muxin also thanked him to stand up for her. Hong Dali tries to act cool, and school ends. On the way home, they encounter a girl who was trying to suicide in the bridge. After some time, they got her off the bridge and asked her about the reason to suicide. At first, she hesitated, but she starts explaining. Her name is Lai Nianwei. She is a singer from a little all-female band called Lightning Chasing Girls that she formed with her 2 friends. She once rejected an unreasonable request from her boss, and 3 of them got completely sidelined by the company. And from 2 years, none of their albums have been released. She had no choice but to do part-time jobs to earn money, and she can't even fork out the money for her mother to see a doctor. She just wanted to sing and got wrapped up in this. Our protagonist wanted to help, so his wifey whispers an idea, but he starts complimenting how nice she smells. And after deep thinking, he decided to help her out. Hong Dali tells her that he can lend her money to pay for her mother's medical fees, in return for her performing with her team for 3 days at the huge Nest Plaza, which he will be renting. 3 days later, we see the performance started with a huge audience. Muxin asks Hong Dali about the audience. He tells her that they are all paid and also asks her if she likes it or not. And she replies that she doesn't like noisy places because she's a quiet girl. On the other side, in the Tianchuan entertainment, people were happy that the Lightning Chasing Girls are now famous on the internet, and they are gonna become rich, but the boss asks them to send some people to drag them back to the company. In the next scene, we see all 3 girls thank to our protagonist. Our protagonist tells them that they are very popular now, so now their company will definitely treat them well. But girls tell him that they don't want to go back to their company and want to work under his company. But he doesn't have any entertainment company, so his wife he recommended him to buy one. But that not was the main problem. The main issue is their contract. Muxin asked the girls amount to pay for breach of contract. It was 30 million. Hong Dali knows that 30 million will boost his prodigal index a skyrocket. About 30 million is not a small amount, and he can also not depend on his family for it. So they decided to sell the hotel. So they went to the next 3-star hotel to sell it to them. But that hotel was already facing too many losses because of him, and they ended up purchasing that one too, because it was cheap. In his office, while Hong Dali and his wifey were having a conversation, they got interrupted by a lady, whose name is Luo Xiaoi. She is the secretary of the 3-star hotel since he became the boss now, so she have to report all the information about the financial situation of the hotel to him. After some time, they found out that the hotel was already suffered a loss of 50 million. That's why they sold the hotel to him in a cheap price. At night, we see our protagonist leveling up his strength. After leveling, he got upgraded to level 1. He also got a new skill called Mental Connection. From this skill, he will be able to possess and control the minds of small animals weighing less than 10 kilograms from a distance of at most 50 meters. A few days later, his secretary tells Hong Dali all requests to meet the boss of the female brand have been returned as expected because he can't pay them 30 million in full. And moreover, because the hotel has lost its popularity, it's also hard to attract customers anymore. Hong Dali was very frustrated because he wanted to rescue all the idols from Tianchuan Entertainment. So his wifey told the other ways to negotiate as well. She tells him to dig some dirt on Tianchuan Entertainment and use it as a bargaining chip. So, the next thing we see our protagonist in front of the Tianchuan Entertainment with his mother's cat. He controls the kitten and sneaks in Tianchuan Entertainment because people like that definitely have some sort of shady dealing, and he is planning to use that info as a bargaining chip. After entering Tianchuan Entertainment, he finds the boss's office and sneaks into his office. Once inside, he tries to open his computer, but it was locked. Suddenly, he hears an extremely soft noise in the quiet environment. He is a cat, so he can hear every sound. After some time of searching, Hong Dali found something very interesting. He was having an affair with his big brother's wife in his office, and he quickly records every single thing in his camera. And the next day, he hands over the clip to his secretary and asks her to hand it over to the boss and tell him to terminate the all-female brand's contract, or he'll hand it over to his brother because his brother was extremely influential in the industry, far more than him. Muxin asks about the video because she was super curious about it. Hong Dolly explains everything to her. And on the other side, Tian Chuan Entertainment's boss was very angry at security and terminated the all-female brand's contract. That evening, we see lightning chasing girls are celebrating the reopening of Hong Dolly's third-star hotel. Although the hotel lost its reputation, Hong Dolly orders his secretary to hold a free barbecue for 3 days. And in this world, there was nothing like a barbecue, so it's like he invented it and everyone also loves it. At night, he again upgrades his strength. The next day, they went on shopping. Hong Dolly got tired, so they decided to rest. While they were sitting on a bench, a couple arrived, and the guys started making fun of Hong Dolly. The guys are Hong Dolly's clan members. The guy's name is Hong Anbao, and the girl's name is Mu Yuxi. But our protagonist doesn't know them. Mu Yuxi asks Hong Dolly if he is coming in family meeting or not because it'll be his first time participating since he became an adult. Hong Dolly doesn't know about the family meeting. So Mu Yuxi explains that a family meeting that takes place annually. The purpose of this meeting is to assess the achievements of all clan members in the past year and allocate resources accordingly. This means that clan members who have achieved something notable in the past year can present their accomplishments at the meeting and request support from other members of the family in the form of financial assistance or other resources. And the top 3 clan members will be given an investment amount of 1 billion. Hong Dolly and his wifey were surprised. Hong Anbao became angry because his girlfriend, Mu Yuxi, was talking too much with Hong Dolly, and he expressed his frustration by kicking the dog and trying to leave. But the dog gets angry, bites him, and started chasing him. In a different scene, we see Hong Dolly talking to his wifey, but their attention was drawn by some people who were capturing the stray dogs. Muxin got worried and asked them what are they going to do with all dogs. They tell that they'll be going to kill them because no one wants to adopt them. Muxin doesn't want that, so she asks Hong Dolly to help, and he agreed to help. He decided to build a shelter for them. In the different scene, we see that he bought a 10 million land to build a shelter for them and invested all the money that he earned recently. His wifey thanks him and his secretary arrives and tells him that 2 people contacted them and asked to collaborate with the lightning chasing girls to compose a theme song for a movie. In the next scene, Hong Dolly and his secretary arrived at his hotel, and after some time of talking, director Ding Chenchai, Hong Dolly rejects the offer because he was not confident in their movie, and they leaves his office in anger. After they left, Hong Dolly gives a list of people to his secretary and asks to contact them. When his secretary asks why, he tells her that he wants to make a movie for fun. On the following day, they arrive. First one is Liu Yikai, is a newbie actor. Second is Zhang Xiaoi, an outdated film and drama scriptwriter. She wrote many outstanding scripts before. And the last one is Lin Chai, and she looks like a normal student. She loves to create small inventions, but she doesn't have enough resources. Hong Dolly tells them that he wants to create a movie that doesn't blindly follow the trends, doesn't hire handsome and cute actors, and doesn't insult the intelligence of the audience. The idea is good, but there was a problem that Zhang Xiaoi is already been ousted from the industry, and Liu Yikai also doesn't have fame and fan following, so even if they create a movie, it'd probably end up with a huge loss. But Hong Dolly tells them that they don't have to worry about the loss, he'd take all responsibility. And he'll also sign a contract for each of them to give out dividends. So, as long as the movie profits, they can keep earning dividends. Everyone accepted the offer happily, and they started without wasting any time. Firstly, Hong Dolly gives Liu Yikai a month to train his muscles and get into a better body shape. The other companies show cute and handsome guys, so he decided to show buff and muscular guys. Second, he asked Zhang Xiaoi to polish up the details of the preliminary outline for the script that he already had. And lastly, he asked Lin Chai to help him to create some props for the movie. In a different scene, we see that Hong Dolly asked Lai Nianwei to be the main female lead in the movie, but she refuses because she is a singer, she doesn't know how to act. Hong Dolly tells her that if she rejects this opportunity, then he'll give it to either one of her other bandmates. After listening to this, she quickly accepts the offer. Hong Dolly also promises her not to ruin her reputation with a shitty script like Ding Chenchai. Muksin gives him wishes and tells him that he'll need a lot of money or investment to film a movie, but he also has a plan for that. Hong Dolly makes a call to his mom and asks her if she is willing to invest 100 million, and of course, she agreed. After hanging up, Hong Dolly's father shows Hong Dolly's mother the latest city development plan where the government is going to invest 30 billion to make an amusement park in the deserted land in the east. Hong Dolly's mother plans to buy the land before publish of the official announcement. For investment, Hong Dolly's father tells her that someone already bought the land 2 days ago in 10 million. The mother was curious to know who brought it, but they both got shocked when they find out that it was Hong Dolly. On the following day, we see director Ding Chengjai, who was shooting the scene of the movie. He got the news about Hong Dolly shooting a movie and was worried because Hong Dolly has Lai Nianwei, and with her current reputation, the Hong Dolly's movie will blow the box office earning. Guys, this is for today. Have a great day. On the following day, we saw director Ding Chengjai, who was shooting the scene of the movie. He got the news about Hong Dolly shooting a movie and was worried because Hong Dolly has Lai Nianwei, and with her current reputation, the Hong Dolly's movie will blow the box office earning. So, he decided to talk to his boss. Sometime later, we see director Ding Chengjai and his boss, Bai Sci-Fi, who is the vice president of Penghui Entertainment, with President Long in a get-together. President Long was sad and explained to them that someone got some evidence against him and blackmailed him to terminate the contract with lightning chasing girls. And now he can't even do anything because Hong Dolly is behind them and he's too powerful. So, director Ding Chengjai advises him to ruin her reputation on the internet. And once the reputation is ruined, he doesn't need to take revenge personally. And after listening to this, he finally found a way to vent his anger and ruin Lai Nianwei's reputation on the internet. In the different scene, we see the lightning chasing operation movie opening ceremony, where people are snapping photos of Lai Nianwei. They are very happy to see her as the female lead in the film, and they didn't care about the male lead. They were also surprised by Muksin, whose looks don't lose out to female celebrities. Hong Dolly's secretary arrives and informs him that the marketing department of Thisney wants to book up an appointment with him to discuss collaboration matters. Yup, this is the same land where the government is going to invest 30 billion to make an amusement park. Hong Dolly is going to be very busy while filming the movie, so he gave her secretary full rights to negotiate business dealing on his behalf. Lin Chian also arrived and informs him that the thing he wanted is already done. It is a holographic projector. He believes, with the help of this, his movie will be on its way to success. They all went to the backyard quickly to test it out. As soon as Lin Chian activates the projector, Muksin gets scared of it and climbs our protagonist. Our protagonist explains everything to her and now she is surprised. Hong Dolly asks Lin Chian how many she made. There was only enough material to make 3 sets, so our protagonist buys all of them and pays 1 million for each. While filming, there was a scene of flying, but Lai Nianwei fell off because she was scared of heights and also believes that she is performing badly and will bring the whole crew down. She asks him to get someone else to play the role. Zhang Xiaoi advised filming non-action scenes first. In that way, she can quickly get into the character. Our protagonist also tells her that he will definitely go all out in fostering her to become an all-rounder biggest star, who acts in dramas and films as well as singing, but she has to be more confident in herself. She is now motivated and works hard in the future. At night, we see our protagonist upgrade strength, and he doesn't need our walking wooden stick to walk. He is now happy to become a normal person. But you know that money is just abnormal. He can't live a normal life with that money. But something bad happens. His wife arrives busting into his room and gives him the news that some anonymous person exposed Lai Nianwei for being some rich guy's kept mistress, and she even went overseas to abort the baby. This news is trending on the internet now, with more than 1 billion views. His wifey asks him to call the police, but Hong Dolly doesn't want to call the police because he believes that even if they get the police to investigate, the police will only end up finding an unknown independent media source that wrote the article, and he also knows that it's done by Penghui Films, but don't have proof. So he just wants to pretend that they never heard of this and let them continue their swearing. He tells him that she only needs to assure Lai Nianwei and continue filming. He also believes that the more criticism on the internet, the more advantageous it is to him. Next day, we see director Ding Chengjai get the news of Lai Nianwei and are very happy to see her reputation get ruined. On the other side, Hong Dolly assures Lai Nianwei and asks her to put her phone away so that she won't be affected and move to his place tonight and sleep tonight with Muksin. Lai Nianwei Willie believes him and asks to seek justice for her. As soon as she leaves, Hong Dali's secretary arrives and she found out who was behind all of this. Yep, it was President Long. Hong Dali asks Luo Xiaoi, his secretary, to book an appointment with him and tells him that he got something to return to him. At night, we see Hong Dali went alone to the Tiangxin Entertainment, and as soon as he enters the company, some buff-looking guys who are standing in front of him to welcome him, and he was surprised by that. Sometimes later, President Long arrives and takes Hong Dali to his office. Once in the office, Hong Dali starts threatening him with the pen drive's video of him having an affair with his brother's wife. Hong Dali tells him that this is the only copy of the video without any backup. The President Long tries to snatch the pen drive, but our protagonist got great reflexes. Hong Dali asks some question from him, but he doesn't answer even one of them. Then sometime later, Hong Dali tells him that he still has the video, and the pen drive is empty. Hearing that, his man suddenly barged into the office and tried to hit our protagonist. But our protagonist knows that he is the protagonist. The president also starts attacking him, but our protagonist dodges and thinks of it as a great opportunity to test out his body that he upgraded. After some time, President Long gave up and tried to play dirty by using an electric shock stick. But our protagonist snatched it and starts giving an electric shock until he surrenders. After being electrically shocked, President Long eventually agrees to give Hong Dali a video of their gathering. However, Hong Dali is confused about the video's contents. President Long explains that he has become more cautious since Hong Dali used the previous video to blackmail him, and he gives him the video of their gathering and became depressed because he will become a laughingstock to the whole wide world. But our softy protagonist tells him that he will only be targeting them, and he will let him off this time. He also tells him that the video he brought over today is the real video. The President Long thanks him and our protagonist leave. The next day, we see our protagonist and his team watching the whole video. His wifey asks him to upload the video on the internet to fight back, but our protagonist tells her to wait for some more time because in the video the director of Peng Hui Films is also present, and instead of exposing him as well, he wants to make him one piece of chess. He asks Lin Chian to use the holographic projector to alter and change the contents of the video. After some days, we see a huge crowd at the premiere of Wind Chasing Hero. On the other side, on the premiere of Lightning Chasing Operation, there wasn't a single person. His wife asked him how can he be so confident, because it's been 3 days since his premiere launched and yet there isn't a single person. The movie is going to be officially screened tomorrow, and also there is still boycotting and criticism on the internet, and they are even getting worse. But we see that our protagonist is very confident, and he planned to upload the video tonight onto the internet. On the other side at night, we see director Ding Chengzhai, vice president of Peng Hui, and I don't know his name. They were having a great time until one of their employees arrives with a video on the internet. After watching the video, they were completely shocked. I'm feeling bad for this man because he wasn't even at the gathering. They were shocked that the video included that conversation that they didn't even have there. Director Ding Chengzhai asks to call the police, but the vice president stops him because even if the video is fake, they did something like that. And if this matter gets investigated later on, the real video will be exposed. He believes that the other party has only shown the partially real video to deal with him, which means that he doesn't want to completely ruin him or ruin the company. Vice President completely washes his hand on this matter and warns them not to do something stupid or else he'll take both of them with him. After learning that Lai Nianwei was completely framed, the next day all of her fans were there to support her. And after a month, 5.5 billion was Hong Dali's movie's final box office result with a rating of 9.3. They were very happy, so Hong Dali give a celebration party on this occasion. At night, we see Hong Dali's parents were very happy to see him recover and ask how did he recover suddenly. And Hong Dali gives all the credit to his wifey that she took great care of him, and his mother thanks her. But she was completely confused because she didn't even did anything. Hong Dali's father tells her that he knows her father is facing some troubles, although he can't help with other things, but he can still help with money, because they are gonna be family in the future, so they should help each other. After some time, we see Hong Dali and Muxin in a park, where she asks why he gives all the credit to her. Hong Dali started speaking in a smooth, persuasive manner and Muxin misunderstood him thinking he wants to sleep with her. But Hong Dali tells he just wanted a hug. After a long hug, our protagonist asks her about the crisis that her family was encountering and she starts explaining. The Tang family stabilized the Tang Ren Hall 800 years ago. It's always been committed to producing special medications. After a few 100 years of development, it became the top 100 companies in the world. But 3 years ago, a new pharmaceutical company appeared and launched lots of new medicine. Within a short period of time, They didn't think much about it because it's normal for latecomers to overtake their predecessors in the market. But all the medicines produced by the new pharmaceutical company were the same as the ones that the Tang family was secretly developing. And their team members have signed lifelong dividend contracts with the company. So, there's no incentive for them to betray the company. She explains that it's a thief but not an ordinary thief. Last time a security guard smelled a fragment scent while he was patrolling, after which he was knocked unconscious in the corridor. The only thing he remembered before fainting was a sexy female figure with beautiful hair. So, the company had no choice but to suspend the manufacturing of new medicine. Because of this, the company had to suffer many losses. Hong Dolly asks her what help she wants from Hong family. Does she want the Hong family to catch an uncatchable thief? And she tells him that in half a month there will be a large-scale auction. And in that auction, there will be a mystical grass found by an expedition team at the Heavenly Mountain after a near-death experience. If the Tang family gets it, they will definitely be able to turn around the table and win back their market share. And she will also marry him immediately and cook for him every day. She also gives him an advance kiss. And half a month later, we see Hong and his father at the auction. Muxin's father was very surprised to see Hong Dolly recover. They entered the auction and everyone was surprised to see them in the auction. Later, Muxin wanted to go to the washroom and Hong Dolly wanted to go too, so they both went to the washroom. Of course, they both went to different toilets. And at the men's washroom, we met Mu Zihao, who is very surprised after looking at Hong Dolly's thing. You know what I mean, right guys? Mu Zihao starts smirking at him. Hong Dolly thinks that he is gay, but Mu Zihao confirms that he is not gay and asks if his thing is natural or not, because it's not normal for humans to have that kind of shape. But it's only a side effect of that system that strengthens his body. Hong Dolly tries to escape and leaves the bathroom. Outside, he again met his cousin, but Hong Dolly doesn't recognize him. His cousin again introduces himself. Hong Dolly quickly recognized him and asked if his butt injury recovered since the last time he was chased around and attacked by a dog. Everyone started whispering when they learned that he was chased around by a dog. Hong Dolly found out that he was also here for the heavenly herb, and his cousin tells him that they are gonna get that treasure no matter how much Hong Dolly offers today. After he leaves, Mu Zihao tries to introduce himself to Muxin, but Hong Dolly takes her and leaves. Muxin was also curious about the big thing that Mu Zihao was referring to. Hong Dolly tells her that she will know in the future, but she wants to see it now and asks him to take it out and show it to her. The auction started with a beautiful ancient white jade phoenix wine cup. Everyone is start bidding with 22 million, 24 million, and 28 million, and suddenly someone from behind bid 100 million. Everyone was surprised to see fourth Master Hong, who is the fourth brother Hong of Dolly's father, and next to him is Teng Ren Hall's mortal enemy. He's the CEO of Da Shen Court, Xing Liafeng, and wine cup was sold to fourth Master Hong. The second item is called Saphiro Heart. It's a special gem that was produced after a faraway star exploded. As soon as bidding started, someone suddenly bids 100 million. And it was Hong Dolly's father, who is fifth Master Hong. It was quite pretty, so he wanted to give it to his future daughter-in-law as a token of his appreciation. The auctioneer was shocked, so he pinched himself and it hurts him, so it was real. And the Saphiro Heart was sold to the fifth brother Hong. We see Hong Dolly, who was scared because his dad decided to declare war on fourth uncle. They exchanged such blows right at the start, and who knows how far it will go by the time it comes to bid for the heavenly herb. This last time, we saw Hong Dolly, who was scared because his dad decided to declare war on his fourth uncle. They exchanged such blows right at the start, and who knows how far it will go by the time it comes to bid for the heavenly herb. Suddenly someone patted him on the shoulder. It was Mu Zihao. He explains to him that he is not gay and he doesn't mean any harm. He just wants to make his thing big because his thing is too small, and Hong Dolly's lies to get rid of him. He tells him that he ate a medicine that was given to him by a cultivating old Taoist priest, but he only gave him one, and he finished it. And if Mu Zihao want that medicine, he should go and find him. But the priest usually travels around. Even Hong Dolly don't know how to find him. Hong Dolly lies to him and he believed him. Hong Dolly also tells him he doesn't need to be sad because if Hong Dolly sees him again, he'll get that medicine for him. And the next item is a weapon called slashing metal. It was made by the most famous ancient sword craftsman. Its price starts from 3 million. Hong Dolly thinks that the sword is cheap, and he also dreamed of becoming a swordsman since kid. So, he offers 5 million. His cousin wanted to tease him, so he also starts the bidding. His cousin bids a little more than Hong Dolly, like if Hong Dolly bids 30 million, his cousin bids 30.1 million, which irritates Hong Dolly, and he suddenly bids 100 million and his cousin bids 100.1 million. His cousin thinks that he won't follow after him the next time Hong Dali bids. He wanted to make him spend 100 million for a trashy sword, but yep, our protagonist is smart and he didn't bid. So his cousin has to buy that 3 million sword in one at a 100 million. And everyone makes fun of him for that. He asks for help from his father because he didn't even bring 100 million. But his father got angry at him. So, Xing Leifeng calmed him down and began discussing the deal they had made. He would receive 40% of the profits, while 4th Master Hong would receive 60% of the profits generated by the medicine once it was launched on the market. The next item. It's here, the divine herb, and the auctioneer explained about the herb that after consuming this divine herb, it would cure any disease and make the consumer instantly look 10 years younger, restoring their body mechanisms to how they were in their 20 seconds or 30 seconds. The auctioneer revealed the divine herb, and everyone was surprised. They thought its bidding price would start from 100 million to 200 million because it was such a treasure. But the auctioneer tells them that the prize is starting from 0. There was silence, no one was bidding to it. Hong Dali explains it's because all the people seated here are businessmen. Since the starting price is 0, of course, everyone wants to buy it at the lowest price and maximize their profits, but they are also embarrassed to be the first ones to offer a low price. So, Hong Dali offers 10 million, and everyone started bidding. While they were biting, Mu Zihao tells Muxin to take advantage of the little things. You guys know what he is talking about. Everyone was bidding low prices, so Hong Dali suddenly bids 200 million. Muxin asks if he's spending this much on her, but he starts searching whether he has any other fiancés to spend money on her instead, to tease her, and she gets angry. On the other side, Muxin's father thought to himself that Muxin was now happy in the Hong family, and that the Hong family was also sincere towards her. So even though he didn't get the divine herb, he was happy for her. It's because 4th Hong and Da Shen court were joined, making it not easy to obtain the divine herb. Suddenly 4th Master Hong bids 500 million. And the 5th Master bids 700 million. And the fight started. They start the bidding and went to 15 billion. Everyone was shocked and the auctioneer was completely shocked. The 5th Master bid more, but Muxin's father stops him because it was not worth that much price. Muxin was sad and Hong Dali apologizes to her. On the other side, the 4th Master Hong wasn't happy with his 60% profits because he already spent that much money on it. And he wants 90% profits, or else he consume the herb and enjoy being young again. The herb was about to be sold, but someone offered 10 million USD. Notice the fight was going in yuan, and 10 billion USD means he offered 68 billion yuan or something. It's not accurate. Everyone's soul left the body, and it was Mu Zihao. For your kind information, he's rich. His family owns the largest casino in the northern hemisphere, and it's only worth his a month's pocket money. I told you money can't buy happiness. Look at him, he's rich but still not happy with his little thing. Hong Dali was also surprised just like you and me. The 4th Master Hong also can't bid more because this price was ridiculous. Xing Leifeng can't even depend on him, so he left angrily. And the heavenly her sold to this brat. Outside, Dali's father was sad because he couldn't get the medicine. Some time later they started talking about the marriage of Hong Dali and Tang Muixin. Mu Zihao arrives interrupting their conversation and throws the divine herb to Hong Dali. He believes that the divine herb is a waste of him, so he gives it to Hong Dali as a favor, and in return, he wants Hong Dali to get that medicine from the old Taoist priest. He doesn't lack anything in his life other than that. They exchanges their business cards and Mu Zihao left. I think I might as well find that Taoist. Hong Dali gives the divine herb to the Muxin's father. Muxin hug and thank him. His father asked how does he know the young masters of Mu family, because the Mu family is one of the 5 richest families in the world. Muxin told his father that Mu Zihao was praising Hong Dali for having a big thing, and expressed a desire to become Hong Dali's friend. But Hong Dali holds her mouth and tells his father that he has a big heart, and Mu Zihao was awed by his charisma. Dali's father asks if they need any help with security. Muxin's father tells him that they will be very careful this time. The thief seems to have some special method of avoiding all of their security, like a ghost. Hearing ghost, Hong Dali thinks to himself that ghosts can't possibly exist in this world, and the thief is probably using some kind of advanced technology. So, he decided to talk to Lin Qian. They decided to head back to the office. On the following day, at the office, Hong Dali tells them he thinks the thief probably used some kind of technological method, and he happened to know a technology geek. Lin Qian arrives and tells them that she checked the surveillance cameras and there is no problem with that. The thief probably just used the latest technology and become invisible. Hong Dali asks if she has any solution for that. She replies that she can create an anti-invisible setup, but she needs 1 or 2 days to make it. Hong Dolly decided to stay while she make the anti-invisible setup. Muksin tells that there are many rooms in the building and he can stay wherever he wants. And he wants to stay in Muksin's room. Lin Chien interrupts the conversation and gives him a bracelet. She explains how to use the bracelet and asks him to scan Muksin. They thought that the bracelet just makes a projected 3D image of Muksin just like those monsters in his movie. But as soon as he pressed the button, look what happened. Muksin got shocked to see Hong Dolly transformed like her. Lin Chien explains that if he used the bracelet to scan someone, he can turn into them. Their appearance, voice, and outfit will be completely duplicated. Hong Dolly was shocked and confused, so he decided to drop his soft melons for research purposes, and it was real. Muksin stops him. It looks like he's in heaven. After returning from heaven, he decided to strip his skirt for more research purposes, but Muksin stops him by hitting him. Hong Dolly was very happy with this gadget that he wanted to declare this the greatest invention in this world. The scene changes, and we see some kids crossing the road. Suddenly, a truck appears and the driver tries to hit the brakes, but they aren't working. The truck is about to hit the kids, but a woman seemingly appears out of nowhere and stops the truck like a superwoman. She quickly leaves the place and arrives at the Shen court and removes her hand that got damaged while saving the kids. And for your information, she is that sexy thief. An old man emerges from the dark and explains everything to her, that how they lost in the auction. And now they want her to destroy the divine herb. The girl asks why they want to destroy it instead of stealing it. The old man explains that everyone in the industries knows about the divine herb, and if they steal the divine herb and launched its medicines, the others will naturally find out that Da Shen Court is the one who stole it. The girl's hand wasn't working, so they decided to wait for a few days. The scene again changes, and we see Hong Dolly's cousin, Hong Andao, arguing with her mother because his mother is devoted to Buddhism, and he brought a sword that has been tainted with blood. She asked him to throw the sword, and he leaves with the sword. He was furious at Hong Dolly and decided to make a call to find some Ahile assassins and use the sword to chop Hong Dolly's leg off. He also decided to wait for a few days because he's been angry at him the whole day, and if Hong Dolly got attacked, Hong Dolly will quickly find out he is the culprit. The scene changes again, and we see an old man teaching his students plum attack. Let's call him Master Lai. He runs the Dai Kai Thunder Martial Arts School, which is financially supported by director Ding Chengjai. Yup, and director Ding Chengjai came here for help to take revenge on Hong Dolly. But Master Lai's hemorrhoids are not good these days. If you don't know hemorrhoids, don't search on Google and think of it as the butthole. So, they also desired to wait for a few days. And a few days later, our protagonist has been guarding the divine herb. And nothing weird has happened over the past few days. While he was drinking water, a fairy knocks on the door of his room. After opening the door, the fairy tells him that she made something for him to eat and asks him to guess. But our protagonist starts smoothly talking and tells her that he doesn't need to guess and can eat anything, as long as she made it for him. Then the fairy reveals her cake, the cake she made for him. It was her first time cooking. Our protagonist hesitated, but when she started sobbing, he ate it. Then, we found out that the fairy was just playing with him. She tries to give him candy to reduce the bitterness, but he tells her that the feeling of bitterness won't melt away with just this candy and asked for that thing. She doesn't know what he was talking about, so she tells him to get it by himself. Our protagonist was smart, so he pulls her and gets a kiss by himself. Later we see security guards. One of them pretends that his stomach is hurting to slack off. He went to the toilet. And in the toilet, he talks to his girlfriend on video call for some time. When he tries to head back, someone killed him with a sword. Yep, this is the same assassin that his cousin hired to cut off his legs. The guard's colleagues also decided to slack off and smoke for some time. They start smoking inside some bushes, and while they were having a chat, some people came from behind and killed them. They are Master Lai and his disciples, and they are sent by director Ding Chengjai to kill Hong Dolly. They decided to pretend to be a security guard in their outfit and get close to Hong Dolly. The thief also arrived and went into invisible mode. Once inside, the assassin also decided to change his appearance into a security guard. Sometime later, Master Lai and his discipline bumped into the assassin. They were from the same team and the team number was written on their uniform. Master Lai and his discipline were afraid that he might recognize that they were outsiders. And the same goes for the assassin. He was also afraid that they might recognize that he is not from their team. They were about to fight, but the other team arrives and scold them not to stand there and patrol as a team. The thief also entered Tang Ren Hall, and our protagonist quickly found out that she's here because he was possessing a bat. Our protagonist informs that to Lin Chien, and she tells him that she will need more 10 minutes. So, our protagonist decided to hold her for some time. And about her, I don't know, maybe he used his big thing today. On the other side, Master Lai and his disciplines thought that the other guard who is the assassin can ruin their plan, so they decided to kill them. But the assassin killed his disciplines, Master Lai, and the assassin was about to fight, but they saw Hong Dolly in a different room. The assassin decided to focus on his target, so he left. On the other side, the sexy thief was on her way, but she bumped into Hong Dolly, who's sitting on the side. She thought that he was probably taking a chance to slack off and sleeping in a quiet place like this. She decided to continue her way, but Hong Dolly started talking to her. She was surprised, so Hong Dolly explained how he noticed that she was here, but she wasn't interested and starts attacking him. But our protagonist dodged. She was surprised and asked for his name. Our protagonist and introduces himself. She again attacked him and was able to hit him with her sword because our protagonist's connection was broken with the bat. She was about to kill him, and Hong Dolly couldn't dodge her attack because he couldn't see her. But Master Lai appeared out of nowhere. He saw Hong Dolly injured and decided to attack him with full force. However, he didn't know that the invisible sexy thief was between them, and his face bumped into the thief's butt. The assassin also arrived from behind Hong Dolly and, upon seeing him injured, decided to attack him too. But due to the force of Master Lai's palm, the sexy thief went flying and fell on top of the assassin. All of them got injured. On the other side, Hong Dolly didn't even know what had happened. This is for today, and sorry if I made some mistake in my explanation because I'm not fully perfect in English. Have a nice day.